Good morning. How the devil are you today? Well, it's not coming home, is it? This weekend's been a bit dull and boring. It's not coming home. It's ruined the weekend. Well, you know what day it is. It's Sunday. It's 10 a.m. It's time for the famous Foxes Aftermath show, run by the fans, for the fans. Your opinion matters. So come on, get them comments in. Let's get going. Come on, you
Welcome
Foxes.
to Leicester Fan TV. Are you ready for the show? Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everards, Pukka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hollogram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newby Co estate agents. We want your views, we want your comments, so join us live. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Morning, how the devil are you? I hope you're well. Well, have we got a hangover? Are we still pissed off about it? Are we still upset? What's your comments on last night's performance? The best midfielder, the best informed midfielder in the Premier League didn't get a minute in the World Cup. What more do you have to say? It's unbelievable, isn't it? The best informed midfielder, just let that sink in, didn't get a minute in the World Cup. He could have broken that down. Morning, everyone. Let's get a few mornings in. Morning, Derek C. from, sorry, I don't know where you're from. I was going to say from where you're from. I don't even know where you're from. Nick, morning, pal. How are you? Craig, morning from Dublin. To be sure. What was it like in Dublin, Craig? Was it a lot of Irish fans wanting England out, or were they disappointed like most of us? Meggie, morning. Chris, morning. How the devil are you? So far. A bit of bottle jobs again, weren't it? A bit of bottle jobs. Same old England. Why take matters when he won't be playing? Same as Vardy. Yes. If your face don't fit, he was fit. He said he was fit. But for 10 minutes though, Patrick. 10 minutes at the end, 10, 15 minutes. So when it was 1-1, we could have brought Madders on. We could have brought Grealish on. Grealish with 1.5 minutes to go. What's the point in bringing Grealish on with 1.5 minutes to go? Wayne Dunnicliffe has got White. Just took him, never played him. Media pressure, I think that was. Media. Morning. Oh, sorry. Morning, Wayne. How are you? Kane, Sterling, Foden, Saka, Rashford, Bellingham, Mount. Always the same. No wonder France were ready for us. Yes. I was on a plane, mate. Didn't see the game, but we knew we were going to. Yeah. Yes, we were, weren't we? Unfortunately, I think it was one of them things that we thought, yeah, it's time, England. It's time to show up. It is time, but it didn't, did it? We did not show up. Maddison, Grealish, same players, but I think Maddison gives you that bit extra. Grealish is more a little bit of a liability. He falls over far too bloody much. Derek C. Proof that having an England manager who's a championship standard isn't going to completely agree on that one. Derek C. Bottle jobs. Nick Moore says Southgate's a bottle job manager for bottle job players. Same as Harry Kane. He plays for FC Bottle Job, doesn't he? That so used to failing under pressure. And you could see he was under so much pressure and he skied it. Didn't surprise me. Can we not talk? See, I had a few last night, but I'm not hungover. I woke up quite well, actually. I'm quite surprised how well I woke up. I thought I'd be a bit in trouble, but no, I woke up quite well, actually. There is one good thing about England losing in a quarter-final of a World Cup. I've got to clean the bar afterwards, which is absolutely fantastic. First time in 18 years, every cloud and that. LCFC, they knew Giroud from the pen and still let him score. Yeah. Leicester rejects. Nick Moore, Leicester rejects. Penalty, still. Yeah, it would be, wouldn't it? Plays out of form players. Yeah, Mount. That's Southgate for you, isn't it? I don't know why he's been there so long. That's enough about England at the minute. We're going to move on. We'll move on quickly. We've had enough of Bottle Job UK or Bottle Job FC. Let's talk about why we're here. Leicester City. We played Troyes yesterday, didn't we, in France? I think that's how they're pronounced. Troyes, Trolls. And my French, Trolls. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. They were like 13th. Yeah, LCFC Grey. Yes, Kane has won a lot more. Sorry, Vardy has won a lot more than Kane, definitely. They're like 12th, 13th in their league. They'd gone unbeaten. They hadn't won a game for 7 games. They played it at Seagrave. Yes, like Patrick. Yes, they played this game at Seagrave, which is good. The only good thing about Manny's not playing in a minute, he wasn't going to get injured, was he? Unless he gets injured tripping up the stairs coming home. Morning, Dave. How are you? Better late than never. Yes, they played Troyes yesterday. Oh, the manager is Patrick Kisnobs. No. I can never pronounce names. You know what I'm like. The Australian. He was at Melbourne City. He came from Hearts when he played. He played about 140 times for us. Got sent off a few times. A couple of them got rescinded, if I remember rightly. But yeah, so he came over. They played at Seagrave, and it was a bit of a mix and match team, wasn't it? That we played. It was 0-0. Don't think it was the best of games. Probably a bit cold for them to play Saturday afternoon, which they've got to get used to playing Saturday afternoons. I mean, the team was, which I'm not quite sure. Oh, Johnny Evans got injured, didn't he? Johnny Evans got injured after 17 minutes. With a calf injury, yet again, another calf injury. Is old Johnny Evans getting... Yes, I know. I've just explained to you, Nick, who he was. I know he was. He was our captain for a while as well. So, yeah, the team was Everson goal, McAteer and Casey McAteer at right back, Luke Thomas at left back. Casey McAteer is not a right back. Evans and Vestergaard in the middle, 2 centre-halves. But Evans got injured. So Apayi came on. I can't remember. Josh Apayi came on after 17 minutes. Then you had Sumer, a bit of DP in the middle of the park. You know, I love a bit of DP in the middle of the park. Dewsbury Hall, Perez, Barnes, and Daka up top. So that was a starting 11. That was a 4-3-3 they played. And then after an hour, they changed the complete side again to Alex Smithies. Yeah, I think you're right there. Evans, unfortunately, is about finished. He keeps picking up too many injuries, doesn't he? Evans is too old. Sorry, Dave. It's bloody free. It's a bit cloudy and damp today. I think possible showers. I think it is. Evans is done. Too many injuries. As much as I'd hate to say it. Yes, I know my mate Reedy, who's not here. Reedy's not here today. I think he's a bit unwell. He's got the sniffles. Couldn't be bothered to come on. He wouldn't like him. What's it? Chris did 60 million price tag, 7 matters now. They know Newcastle can't get him because, yes, which is good, Chris. So I don't think we'll come on to transfers in a minute, Chris. We'll come back to that one. Talk to me transfers in a minute, Chris. And then not the second half, the hour, they changed the formation to a 4-4-2. Good old 4-4-2. Old school 4-4-2. To Smithies, Alex Smithies, Joe Wormington, and Ndidi, Wilson Brown, Hill, which I'm not sure who that is, Mark Albrighton, Sammy Baybrook, Cartwright, Will Alves, who looks like he's going to be a stunning player, just needs to pass the ball a bit more instead of keeping it all the time. And then Nacho and Vardy up top for the final half hour. But unfortunately, the game came to a bit of a stalemate and 0-0. So I'm not quite sure what they played. Yeah, yes, he was, Josh. Kisnozo was manager of Melbourne City over here in Australia, part of the city, Man City. Yes. Josh, I saw you commiserating in your pool with a cocktail, or was it a beer, after the England game? Lucky old you. At least you can commiserate in the sun, pal, can't you? Were you at home watching it, Josh, or did you go out and watch it? I'm not sure what time it would have kicked off. It was 7 o'clock in the UK, so I don't know what time it is in Melbourne there. But what time was it there, Palin? Where did you go? Did you go out or stay in? We can get a few mates round to watch it. A few of your either Aussie mates or Aussie English mates. But yeah, so we've had the first pre-season. Well, not pre-season. What would you call this? Winter break pre-season, wouldn't you? You call it a winter break pre-season, I think. It's bloody cold in my house today. I might have to turn the heating on at the minute. We're not used to turning the heating on here. So we've got the first winter pre-season game out of the way. We've got MK Dons. We've got Gillingham in a few weeks on the 7th of January, isn't it? Yes, that is. Josh, here we go. Josh watched it, 6 a.m. kickoff, watched it at home with a few English Aussies mates. Hating life, mate. Got burnt. Oh, shut up, Josh. I'm going to ban you in a minute. Got burnt. Bloody hell, got burnt. Middle of Australia. Oh, when you moved there, Josh, you knew it was going to be hot, pal. You should have realised that. With Evans out, it looks like these rumours of Hungarian lad will be pushed through. More than likely. But it's hot in the... Bet it's not in the minuses in Alcúdia. It's not in the minuses, Nick, but it is a bit chilly-willy today. Not quite thermal weather like the UK, but a little bit chilly-willy. But yeah, so it was a bit of a ball draw yesterday, so all the parts. Not many players got compensated. According to the Leicester Mercury, not many were on the top of the games. Nacho looked sharp, pressing up top, and his touches, his turns, balls into teammates, for his normal kind of thing. He created a chance for Vardy that sort of mistimed it a bit. Will Alves almost immediately was instructed not to touch it too many times like he normally does, but he had a few good runs. So an all ball draw, but does my mug match my jumper? Yes, it does. Got complete retro today. Complete retro. This is my mug anyway, and I like watching. This is my favourite shirt. Fleece. Morning, Kerry. Yeah, I'm thinking about, if he keeps talking about the sun and getting sunburned, yes, Kerry, I'm really thinking about banning Josh. I know I do it a bit in the summer as well, but yeah, in the middle of winter, and he's talking about getting sunburned. Josh, that's not fair, mate. You're not helping us out one bit. Do we want Michael Keane? Good question. Do we want Michael Keane from Everton? We had him, 10 years ago now, I think it was. Was it the season? I think it was the season we lost in the playoffs to Watford. Who was on the bench? Harry Kane was on the bench. And talking of on the bench, John O's just turned up. Let's bring him on. Let's bring him on the bench for the last 15 minutes. Morning, John O. How are you, pal?
Bit rough, but I'm good.
A bit rough. So you went out and watched it, or did you stay in and watch it?
It was my friend's 30th, but they had the game on the side, so...
So the 30th really got put to one side and everyone sat in front of the TV, did they?
It wasn't a TV, it was like a function room, and everyone had their phones out.
Oh, God. You should have streamed it to one of the TVs. So we've talked about the England, John. We're not going to talk about that. They're out. It's not coming home, which we never thought it was going to come home anyway, did we, really?
No.
It was more hope than anything. Leicester played a game against Troyes yesterday, a French League 1, or however you pronounce their division. It was 0-0. Have you read anything about it? I know it wasn't on TV. Have you seen anything about it?
I didn't hear about any of that, no. None of it.
Yeah, it was 0-0. It wasn't the best. They played two, which I think we knew what was going to happen. They played a team for the hour and then a team for the last 30 minutes. But are you looking forward now? England are out and it's not coming up. Are you looking to proper football?
Yes, I'm looking. I think the World Cup, I still watch the final, but for me, the World Cup's it's going to go past it now, getting towards Christmas, getting towards the restart of the Premier League, the FA Cup, which we've got Gillingham and the MK Dons as well, and the Carabao Cup. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, Craig. No, this was when Gordon Milne was manager with Lineker and Smith and Linex were playing this one. 82, 83. That's where this is from. Maybe a little bit before your time there, Craig. I know you're not quite as old as me. Andy Meadow says Boxing Day can't come fast enough. No, it can't, can it? First Premier game anyway. I know we've got a game in 9 days' time, but it can't come fast enough. Jamie's asked a question. Can't believe Mount got more World Cup minutes than Maddison. I really can't believe it. The most informed midfielder in the Premier League, and he doesn't get diddly squat time on the pitch, Jono. Disgusting, isn't it?
Well, we knew he wasn't going to get game time. He only got selected, so take the pressure off him. But he would. But the only thing I'm thinking is you can't blame him for not playing. You can't obviously go. He didn't play bad because he didn't play, and he's rested for Leicester. he didn't get an injury. Well, he got an injury but recovered, so now he's got a few weeks just to get back into training with Leicester and then get back to swing of things. So
he went with a bit of a knee injury, didn't he? So he didn't get the injury there. That's one good thing. He didn't get the injury there, and he's had time to recover. He's got proper physio, instead of going away on holiday.
Yeah, he's been training.
And then he's got it properly worked at, which is probably a good thing to do. So all the players are back. What are you hoping for? Because in the Championship, they started last week, didn't they? There's been a few strange results in the Championship. Some of the results, like Millwall last week beating Sunderland at the Stadium of Light 3-0. What are you expecting from the restart then, Jono?
I'm expecting everyone to be a bit passive. I'm expecting everyone not to go full throttle because maybe, get back to the swing of things. They're playing in an extremely hot climate. They'll be coming back to an extremely cold climate. So I think they'll be getting used to that, playing nice and calm. I think it'll be quite quiet, but I think the results will be pretty standard, like who we expect to win. But I don't see any massive victories. I think everyone will be quite passive.
Yeah. Carl's coming back from Cyprus for the Boxing Day game. I was coming back for the Gillingham game. I can get to the airport, not a problem. I've got tickets, not a problem. But I can't get from Stansted to Gillingham because on that day, a train strike and the bus strikes.
Can you not get a taxi?
About 60 quid each way. You must be joking. That's more than the flight cost. The flight only cost 35 quid return. I'm not paying 120 for blinking taxi. So I was coming in for the Gillingham game, but I'm not going to. Now I'm not messing about paying that much. I don't mind flying in, but I've got to pay extra money for the taxi. So unfortunately, I won't be. So I'll be back in about February, March time. But it's nice to see people flying in and coming back from other parts of the world where they live in that to support their club, which is good, isn't it, Jono? We've got worldwide supporters, haven't we, pal?
Yeah, especially since the season tickets are all selling out for Leicester, it's good that people can come to the Carabao Cup and FA Cup games and get their tickets.
Yeah, it's like Patrick just said here. MK Dons have not stopped, have they? They've carried on playing, so they'll be match sharp. So we cannot take them for granted, can we? Really?
We can't take anyone for granted in any competition, really. We expected to. I remember. We played Newport County about 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
We thought, the walkover will easily beat them. We lost. So, there's been a lot of, even in the World Cup, there's been a lot of surprising results, like Saudi Arabia smashing Argentina and Morocco beating Portugal. So even in the Premier League, or in FA Cup, we can still expect. Results. You can't take them for granted now. We got to play a really good team and just go for it.
Yeah. Like Nick says, the season's going to be a bit congested for the rest of the season now, isn't it? There's going to be lots of games here, there, we'll be playing. If we do well in all the cups and that, and we beat MK Dons, we beat Gillingham, we've still got the Aston Villa game to play, haven't we? When the Queen passed away and that got called off. We've still got that to play. So there's a lot of games out there, isn't there?
But what you got to think is, when all the, a lot of clubs, like Man City had, how many players played in the World Cup? 15 or 16, something silly. We had about 6.
We had 7, but Madders didn't get any game time at all. So really,
Madders didn't get game time. FaZe didn't get any game time.
So 5 of them only played.
Danny Ward's in goal, so he didn't do much.
Picked the ball up the net 5 times in his 92 minutes he was on the pitch.
So you got to think that I think we'll be more match fit than other Premier League clubs that have had way more players playing all the time. Like Harry Kane has played every minute of the World Cup, so he'll be much more fatigued than our players. I think we'll be in good shape. Like Harvey Barnes didn't even go to the World Cup; he's been training. So I think our club is going to. I think the team is in a good state for getting back.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It is. Like you say, Wout Fair's never played a minute. He'll just probably drop in straight for
MK Dons.
Johnny Evans and Daniel Amartey will probably be the 2 centre halves, won't they? It depends how bad Johnny Evans' injury is.
I would like to see, if Soyuncu doesn't leave, I'd like to see Soyuncu and Evans start.
I think I don't think you'll see Soyuncu again in a Leicester shirt, unfortunately.
Do you think he's going to transfer in January?
Yeah, I think he'll transfer in January. I really do. Unfortunately, he's my favourite player. I love him. I love a bit of Soyuncu. But I think he's gone. I think he's done something wrong. I'm not sure. Might have said something. I don't know. But to drop out the team just like that,
Something must have happened.
Yeah, something must have happened. Here's a question. Craig Pearson. Good question. This is. What would you rather have? A cup win or a top six?
Cup
Craig
win.
says top six. What's everyone else thinking about that?
I think a cup win.
Would you rather have a cup or would you rather have top six?
Cup.
For me, Jono, it'd be a cup. Because when you look back on your season, on your career, on your CV, it won't say top six. It will say cup wins. That's what it will say. For me, cup. John Squires has been greedy. John, you've got to pick one, pal. You can't pick both. That's not, well, no, it's not fair. I know what you mean, but if you had to be given one, what would you want, mate? Jono, what are you thinking of? Cup or top six, pal?
All day long, because as Nick Moore said, you get into Europe if you win the cup. Even if it's the Carabao Cup, you go to the national. You go to, what is it? The
Conference League, isn't it?
Conference League.
Conference League.
Yeah. Then you go, so you automatically in Europe if you win a cup, which means you don't have to pursue the league as much. If you're safe, you could just focus on the cups. And if you win the cup, then there you go.
Here, pal. If it's a cup win, would that save Brendan? Here, you know how you and me are a bit Brendan outish.
I mean, I
John,
think
are you still full on Brendan out, or are you just part time Brendan out now?
I'm 51% Brendan in.
Oh, you're 51% Brendan in now, so you're more in than you are out.
I think only because he's rescued this bad season. And to be fair on Brendan, this is the first time he's had a really bad run and he's rescued it. Whenever he's had a bad run previously, he's been sacked. So I think, it's the first time he's actually bounced back from a sort of really bad form. And to be honest, the beginning of the season for Fana caused such mayhem in the behind the scenes. So yes, you can't, I'm not defending Brandon in the tactics, as some of the tactics he made were just shocking, but there's been changes. We've had a new set piece coach, which has changed our season. He's playing the right players. He's turned Danny Ward's awful 22 goals in 7 games to joint top clean sheets for the league. So he's done something right. So therefore, I think he deserves an extra bit of time to see if he can continue it.
See, John Squires, you know what? Listen, even though I was such a huge Brendan out and I was leading, I think, the Brendan out brigade from the top, like you and me were there, Jono, I would say stick with Brendan now. Before the World Cup and before we had this run of games where we got, I can't remember how many points it was now, 16 points, wasn't it? I would have said get rid of him. Well, you knew I would say get rid of him.
If you're going to get rid of him, get rid of him.
Now, I would say stick with him now. I would honestly say stick with him. I don't think there's any point in changing him now. I'm still not a huge fan of Brendan, but I'm still a huge fan of the club. So whatever the club say is what I'll go with. So I honestly think now we should stick with him. There's no point in changing anything now.
I would say stick with him to the end of the season, only because from now to the end of the season, as you said, it's going to be a very tight season now. There'll be lots of games coming very fast. Yeah. If you sack a manager, it'd be very hard to tactically get the new tactics into the squad in such a short time. So if you're going to stick with Brendan now, you've got to be with him for the rest of the season. And then in the summer, then if you want to change the manager.
Yeah. Bowie says he would love Vardy to get the League Cup. Then he's got the full set, hasn't he? Then he's got the FA Cup, Charity Shield, League Cup, Premier League as well. There's not many players that can say that.
And the Golden Boot.
And the Golden Boot, yes. And the Golden Boot. Forgot about that, yeah. It'd be nice if we do. I mean, we should have had the League Cup a couple of years ago, shouldn't we? We should have never lost to Aston Villa. Although we did, where we playing Man City in the final, I think it was. Anyway, so that would have been a tricky one. But we should have. It was disappointing, that was, wasn't it? But
I've got a topic we'd like to bring up. Who do you think has had a better career, Jamie Vardy or Harry Kane?
Jamie Vardy.
Because everyone's saying Harry Kane because he's the England #1. He's won Golden Boot twice, and he's in, getting top fours. But if you look at the, trophies, everyone's like, Vardy's older than Harry Kane, and he's won Championship. Well, he's won the Championship, the Premier League, Golden Boot, the same as Harry Kane, the FA Cup, Charity Shield. I can't, Oh no, Vardy hasn't won the Audi Cup. That's it.
That's the only thing. I think you'd go, if you ask Leicester fans, they're going to say Jamie Vardy, aren't they? But if you ask Spurs fans, they'll say Harry Kane. But what has Harry Kane actually won? Apart from, like you say, the Audi Cup, and didn't he win the Golden Boot at the World Cup last time?
Twice, yeah. Which will never win again because Haaland's going to win every year now.
Oh yeah. It's a good point by Steve Shepherd. Even though I've been lambasting Rodgers quite a lot this season, look at how Arsenal, look at them. Now their manager has turned them around. I mean, Arteta was on the verge of being sacked, wasn't he? Because they were awful. And he's now turned them around, and they could literally win the Premier League. Not saying Leicester are going to win the Premier League, of course. You never know. It could happen.
Because Arteta stuck there because he knew if he got what he wanted in the players, he could turn around the results. I think Brendan's saying that's why he was so annoyed, because he said, "Oh, if you give me the players, I could turn this around." And but I remember in Arsenal a few seasons ago in the Europa League, he took off Aubameyang for Willian, and I thought that was the time he's going to get sacked but they were atrocious. And then I think he's turned it around. I think he's tactically getting it right now. He's got the players he needs. I think he's doing bits. So look at Eddie Howe. Bournemouth dropout. Now he's going to Newcastle and he's performing miracles with a squad that doesn't cost that much.
You actually forgot the Championship as well. He's won.
Yes, but I mean, I did say the Championship, but I think I don't think that's a trophy which
still not many. Talking, just so I know this is totally off topic. Andy King, the Andy King legend, Andy King, is now playing for Bristol City. Not only is he playing for Bristol City, he's playing at centre half now.
Is he?
He's playing in a back three. Yeah. He played there yesterday.
Is he playing like in the middle of the three?
No. He was playing in a back three yesterday for Bristol City. Guess who was just in front of him? Matty James.
Really?
Yeah. So Andy King and Matty James are both playing for Nigel Pearson. Matty James is still playing middle of the park, and Andy King has dropped back now to centre half.
Well, to be honest though, and if he's still playing, that's the position that he needs to be in, then so be it. But yeah, he's always been a Leicester legend. How many trophies has he? I feel like he's won a lot as well. He won the Premier League.
He won the League One, the FA, the League One, the Championship, and the Premiership, didn't he? The only player to ever do it with one club.
Yeah.
Vardy not playing for England has done Leicester a big favour. Yes, I agree with that one, Wayne. I totally do. Him retiring from Premiership football, from international football and concentrate on club football. Yeah,
I think once he knew that Harry Kane will always get the star position, I think he did the right thing, dropping out early and then focusing on the club.
Just talking about Andy King. Yes, I read that, LCFC Grey, about getting a testimonial. Yeah, I think he deserves one, how long he spent here. But I do believe he will come back as a part of the coaching setup very soon. Probably the under 18s or under 23s to start off with. I don't think he'll go straight in for into the first team, but I can see him coming back here and then I think he'll do what Birch does, to be honest. I think he'll end up doing what Birchnell does at the end. He'll be here for 40, 50 years, I think.
Yeah. I think they should do a Premier League winning team testimonial.
Sorry. A Premiership. Yeah, but I think it'll be like a 10-year reunion. So 2026, get them all back together.
Yes, and it'd be them versus Spurs from that year.
Bloody hell.
No, Arsenal, because Arsenal came second.
Kane would still be leading the line for England back in 2026, wouldn't it?
He would, yes.
I don't think this is quite right. Southgate, he ruined Justin and Maddison. No, I don't think he's ruined Justin or Maddison, has he, really? Madison will probably come back stronger.
Yeah. I think I'm gutted they didn't play. I think he's buzzing he got the call up, but I think now he's going to go back, and I think he'll be in the same form, because it's not like he's still been training. I think he will come back and be in the same form as he was when he left.
Yeah. Just a quick question, just last one before we go. Kolo Toure had his first game yesterday, didn't he, for Wigan? Got a draw against Millwall. I think he deserves a chance, doesn't he? See what he can do on his own. He's been with Brendan Rodgers for, 5-6 years now when he finished playing. So he deserves a chance, but we'll just have to see how it goes with him. But you've got to start somewhere in your managerial career, haven't you? You can't always be number 2, really.
Yeah, I think his time Leicester has come to an end, really. I think some of his decisions defensively weren't the best. So I think it's time to get someone in and freshen up the ideas.
Yeah, they probably would finish third, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Playing against us. Jono, I'm going to call it quits there today, because there's not an awful lot to talk about. And next week, we'll be here next week, having a quick preview of the World Cup final. And then the MK Dons game on the 20th, on the Tuesday. And then the Premiership's back on the 26th, isn't it, Jono? I just can't wait for proper football. I mean, I know the Championship's on at the minute, but that's not really proper football, is it?
I want proper nitty-gritty Premier League football. I want the title race back. I want not Leicester in the relegation battle, but the relegation battle. But I want us to carry the form we were in.
Chris has just said, who is taking over from Kolo Toure? He did say he was looking at someone, didn't he? He'd got a list of candidates to come and join him, because there'll be one short. Whether he moves one up from the under 23s, I don't know, or bring someone new in. Might not even want to upset the apple cart and just leave it how it is. Yeah,
maybe so. I think the set piece coach also just done us defensively good as well. So
yeah. Liam's not unhappy at Madders getting no minutes. He'll be ready. Yes, he will be, won't he? Robert Huth, he's the loans manager, isn't he? Going out looking after all the people on loan and making sure they're getting proper game time and minutes. Whether he will come, he's not really a coach, is he? I don't think the old
no.
We'll have to wait and see on that. Jono, it's been much appreciated. Thank you for joining and listening to me waffle. But I think you waffled on more than me today, which is good, because not everyone likes to listen to my voice all the time. We shall see you through the week, Jono.
Yes, I shall.
See you through the week. Sorry, if I don't see you through the week, well, I'll see you next weekend.
Yeah, see you next weekend, mate.
Cheers, pal. Thank you, Jono. There we go. Owen Warner. I tried to get him on this week, but he never answered my messages. Unfortunately, if you know him, try and tap him up to come on. But yeah, so cheers all. Thank you for joining me once again. There's not a lot of football on Leicester-wise. We've done our best. We've tried to talk a load of rubbish. But cheers, much appreciated. Cheers for joining me. So it's ciao, adios, goodbye. Top of the morning to you. See you next week. Come on.
Thanks for watching Leicester Fan TV. Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everards, Pukka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hollogram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newby Co estate agents. Make sure to follow us on all of our social channels at Leicester Fan TV. Visit our website, leicesterfantv.com.